What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the C63 AMG. Let's get you guys a nice little cold start. Here we go. Oh yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's jump in the car. Okay, we're back in the car. Guys, we got a lot to discuss on this car. So there's a lot of lights on the dash and there's a lot to fix. So let's go over it step by step. So first of all, we have active headlights inoperative. Check left low beam, check right low beam, check washer fluid. Well, and that's pretty much it. But there's one more that kind of didn't really display for some reason. Anyways, if we go into Assist Plus, it says next service B5 due in 1,200 kilometers. So let's discuss all of that. It's gonna be quite an adventure. So as I mentioned in the previous short, that headlight not working. That headlight not working. So why is that? Well, it's kind of complicated, but basically, here's what the problem is. I scanned the car, and it's not just the headlights or the headlight bulbs, because it's so easy. Just take those, D1S bulbs, like pack of two, boom, boom, put both of them in, and it's good, right? No. It's not just that. It's a little more complicated than that. And by complicated, I mean I have no idea what's going on. So the problem is that obviously the bulbs don't work, but why do the bulbs not work? I realized that it's not just the bulbs. It could actually be the ballast also that ignites them. And also the front left headlight, well, there's only front left headlight, it started to give me issues where, for example, if I'm sitting, the front left one would go like this or like this, and it would start to aim up for some reason because this thing has adaptive headlights. So it would start to kind of go up like that instead of, them both being straight. And I was like, that's so strange. Why is one kind of like pointing up and one pointing down? And eventually over time, the left one kind of just turned off, like it would just completely stop working. I was like, that's weird. And that one stopped working, and then the other side stopped working. Like after some time, I'm like, what is going on? And then I remembered that the front left suspension, the strut, is starting to kind of like fail. And basically the whole left of the car is kind of sitting lower. So the right side of the car is like this and the left side of the car is like this. So I'm like, oh my God, I think I know what the problem is. The strut, like the suspension shock absorber or whatever, is low. So because of that, the headlight is trying to compensate for this car being lower, so it's aiming up like this. But now the level of the car is so low that it doesn't even work, basically. Like it just stopped working. So it's not as simple as just, changing the bulb or changing the ballast or whatever. I have to actually fix the suspension too. Or at least I think that's what it is. So anyways, this is gonna be a big repair. Like, we'll get to it slowly but surely. But I kind of realized that I'm not going to be doing coilovers. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to solve the problem. I need to replace the factory shock absorber, like the strut. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the strut, unfortunately. I have to order them, and I got to do, obviously, both of them in pairs, left one and right one. And then also do the rears, because you might as well do all four of them. So, instead of doing coilovers, we're going to be doing factory suspension struts. So that's step number one. Then we can finally put those bulbs in with new ballast, because apparently the right side igniter is bad, because when I scanned it, anyways, it's a big headache. So that's going to be one of the next kind of big videos that we're going to do. I got to slowly start ordering parts, more than just these, because these are expensive, and the ballasts are going to be expensive. It's like those tiny little gray or whatever white kind of, with slits, like those modules that sit underneath the headlight. So I gotta do those. It's kind of complicated, but in the next big video, I'll show you guys to understand. Anyways, I am kind of going for a little drive right now to go and get some stuff done. So I will see you guys in the next part of this video, and it's gonna be nighttime, so I can show you guys that the headlights unfortunately do not work and how bad it is driving in nighttime with no headlights. Kind of scary. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the suspension, we're gonna do the headlights and the ballasts, and then we're gonna do the washer fluid and the wipers and just kind of like a whole bunch of stuff. And then when we get to that B5 service or whatever it was, let me just see again. Yeah, when we get to B5 service, honestly, I'm gonna do an oil change. We're gonna do a transmission service, like we're gonna service transmission. And also another thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna service the differential, because when I drive and I accelerate into a corner like that, well, let's just say the differential or something in the back, it kind of like, not chirps, but it kind of binds a little bit. So I have to basically change the differential fluid, but I also have to add this like friction modifier from Ford so that it like modifies the consistency of the differential fluid. So that's something else that we're gonna do. It's just gonna be a whole full service basically on the car. And yeah, hopefully it drives much better after that, because right now it is, the car is screaming, not screaming for service, but it's getting to the point where I'm gonna need to do a moderately high level of service. Oh my God, it's so funny. That guy in the back is taking photos and videos of the car. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the nighttime of this video. Okay, you guys, welcome to the nighttime part of the vlog. So it's not just dark outside, like it's 9:30 p.m., but the reason why it's a little bit harder to see is because I actually don't have headlights. Like they straight up don't work. Like, let me show you this. Like in front of me, like look, even if I pull the high beams, you'll see the blue little fishy lights, blue jellyfish come on, but nothing turns on. So we literally don't have like low beams or high beams because of those bulbs and the suspension and the ballasts and the programming that's gonna need to be done. Like look how dark it is. Like it's kind of crazy. So it's kind of hard to drive in the dark with no headlights. Like I do have those little corner lights and the little LEDs on the bottom, so it's not that bad. Let me show you guys. So here's the thing. I still have, well, those little ones, that little one, then there's that one, and then those down there. But the two most important ones are completely out, and that's no good. Like, I'm sorry, but you literally pretty much can't even see the car. Like, that's all you see. It's not the best. So we gotta get those fixed. Like, no good. And another thing is, well, we got an exhaust leak. You guys can probably hear it somewhere down here. Hold up. Yeah. We also have an exhaust leak. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to it. Here, I'm gonna press the gas. You guys can do it. Definitely not the best. Yeah, the car is not supposed to be making exhaust noise right there. So at least the exhaust leak is not that bad. Like that's a pretty easy fix. All we gotta do is weld that little, basically it's like the pipe that goes to the muffler on the driver's side. Like it's not that bad. So all we gotta do is just kind of weld around. I don't know if we're gonna get somebody to do it, or maybe I might even do it after I learn how to weld. I think that's a pretty important skill to have, in my opinion. Probably gonna learn how to weld. Maybe I'll try. If I fail, then, you know, we'll get somebody else to do it. Or maybe I'll do it with somebody. So yeah, that's kind of another thing that I have to do. Totally forgot about that. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, the C63 AMG definitely needs some service. In the meanwhile, everything else kind of runs great. But let me listen. You guys can listen. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Oh my God, best sound ever. It runs great. It runs absolutely amazing. Oh, and it shifts so amazing. So honestly, it's due for a little bit of service. We gotta take care of it, because I did an oil change, you know, back in February or whatever, but you know, it needs a couple little things. So we're gonna get all that fixed. It's probably gonna come in one of the big long form videos, which I'll probably do in about maybe 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know, we'll see. Like, it really depends on how much I drive. because I haven't been driving too much, but you know, the service B5 is coming up in 1100 kilometers. And as soon as that comes up, then I will do it. You know, I should do it earlier, but we'll kind of just set it at that as a baseline. But in the meanwhile, through little shorts, I'll start getting parts here and there. Like we'll get the struts, we'll get the fluids, get the filters, we'll get the Ford friction differential modifier, like for the fluid. So you know, we got a couple little things that we got to get. So we'll do it step by step. You know what I mean? You don't have to just go crazy all of a sudden. It's better to stay organized and just do things one at a time, and to make sure that you have everything that you need and you don't screw any parts up. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have what you need and you start the job and then you're stuck halfway because you haven't gotten the right parts or you haven't got enough parts, and then you look like an idiot, and that's not what we want. Anyways, we are pretty much home. Let's park the car. See you guys in the next couple of shorts, and then hopefully in the next video of rebuilding the C63 part 10, 11, 12, whatever we're at. I don't know. I haven't posted one of those in a while, but we got to start doing those, because little by little we're going to build the car into, you know, getting it nice again. Because it's nice now, but it's just kind of like, I need to service it. It's been a little while. It needs some love. So we'll give it some love. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed that. I definitely did. Sounds amazing. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.